Greetings everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to City Skylines 2 once more. And we're following along one of our buses right now that is stopping right in front of the elementary school, of course. One thing is very strange about this whole thing here is we have a bus stop here, right? And there is like 3 people going in. And there's another bus already coming. And then we have this one here. And this is, yeah, the taxi stand. Can you believe that? What is going on? These guys are all waiting for a taxi, and I thought, why would I need a taxi stand in front of a school? But it seems like it kind of like is breaking the bus system because no one likes to travel now with the bus. Perhaps because the taxi stand is 10 meters closer to the school than the bus station. I have no idea. Of course, it begs the question, where are all these people going to? So we could have a look here, and they are living, for example, in the Fawn Street, which is right over here. So she just uses the taxi to get from this location here to this location. All right, I can't do a bus line like this, right? I mean, actually we do have a bus line like this. We have a bus stop here, and then we have a bus stop here, and she wants to go here and actually wants us to use the taxi just for this tiny distance. Is that an exception? Let's have a look at another one. Linden Street we have here once more. It's also rather not that far away, so we could do something. We could add actually pedestrian streets. I don't have so many of them yet. We have already some of them for the parks, right? But of course we don't have a lot of them. Pedestrian streets are really useful because first of all you can create these pedestrian crossings on the street, which is just really useful, right? And then I could go ahead now and make this one. Oh, we need to actually turn off my guidelines, and then we are just going to snap it all the way over to this area. And right away after building it, actually it is getting used away, and hopefully, yeah, it does lower the amount of people that want to use these taxis. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be a short-term solution to this one here, because those guys here are stuck, of course, until they get their ride. Really, most of them are living right around the corner, so there is almost no exception to this. I mean, this guy here, he's living here, right, and he's using the taxi just for that. All right, that definitely does seem a bit fishy to me. We'll just monitor this one, and perhaps I need to get rid of the taxi stand here. Actually, let's get rid of it because I don't see a real benefit to this. Those guys are basically, you know, living across the street. So now they're using the pedestrian crossings and going over here. That should be fine. The rest is going to the bus, as it seems. And yeah, Linden Street seems a bit further away. Perhaps that can be solved then with something. We'll just have a look at that continuously. Now, medium density housing is growing a bit here, the demand. I would now like to use the medium density housing buildings, not the row houses anymore. So in the city center, we could probably go ahead with those. So these are like these blocks here, just a bit smaller. And I think that would fit in then nicely into a deeper or an inner town circle. The low density residential demand is still pretty high though. So yeah, I would like to create some new neighborhoods that we need. So the next expansion leads me then over here. We can purchase these tiles easily. We already have some extensive neighborhoods there. Let's purchase just this whole row here. Also that mountainside, that's 80,000 credits, no props. And with that, we can have some more neighborhoods then in the region. First of all, of course, we need to lay out the road system again. We do have the main road here already, following along the tracks more or less. So we can just continue with that as well. I have no problem here. And yeah, there's then also the main road, and they're probably coming together again somewhere then here, like that. And yeah, probably just then merging together here. A smaller bridge to the other side. Bit of terraforming to make a nice plateau out of that. Some roads to fill the void. And last but not least, of course, residential houses. Now this area also seems a bit underdeveloped to me right now. Of course, we haven't really filled in the void anywhere yet. So let's go ahead and also have us another grid-based street here that we can have then, that we use then probably to get below the bridge. We'll just see how we can actually make this work. I think it should actually work that we get below this bridge here. There it is. This could work. And with a few more industry buildings, we get the chemical plant. That's a new signature building, this time for industry that we could use. And the chemical plants are everything and more are made here every day. 1% industrial efficiency citywide it adds. It also adds quite a lot of pollution. So, of course, as the industry zone is growing, we don't really care about a bit of tiny pollution in addition. And just behind the gas-powered plant, we can actually also squeeze it in. I think both of them are fitting together quite nicely. There's also a very interesting new type of residential zone, and that is a residential zone mixed together with a commercial space. The commercial space is on the ground floor, street level, and the residents are above it. And I think this is just perfect to have it along some smaller medium roads, let's call it like that. So we got the offices here, we got the industry zone, we got some normal residential zones, and then right in front of my town hall we do have some residents together with commercial space. These guys here probably also should get a nice pedestrian path, so they don't need to go all around that street. And for that we do have these corners available there that I would like to use then for some additional pathing. Let's go ahead. Or perhaps also a nice smaller park that we can have here. And there they are in all their glory, having a room for up to 72 households. And then there's also a company, the Leafy Greens, selling food right down here. And actually there's quite a lot of them popping up immediately. In the meantime, what we can see, the elementary school is getting rather full by now. 800 students out of the 1000, so we can finally purchase or build the first extension wing. More space, it gives actually 500 more student capacity and cost me only 22,000 credits. Poof, there it is. And with that, the elementary school is growing quite a bit. Also, thanks for the experience points. Along the main streets here, finally. Also, let's place some offices. Long overdue, really. Not too close to those bridges though. There you go. And then probably on the other side as well. Here. And also, let's actually mix this up a bit with commercials. So we could also have some more commercials on than here. We only have the basic version yet, unfortunately, so this still remains the same. And on the other side, it could be curious what we actually add there. And I think we might work on some higher education now. Let's go ahead once again in my milestone progress. And here in the education, we have now the basic education services fulfilled. Now we can work on the college. And let's unlock it. And with this, we will also then, well, pave our way to the university and also to specialized universities. But I think for now, the college will just work out fine. And this one here is the first step towards the higher education for teens and adults alike, provides the third level of education. And is actually paramount for any kind of office jobs really that we have. And let's just go ahead and find a suitable location for this. I think actually we might just have it one either here or here, because these are just perfect suitable locations. And there you go, the first college. Also lots of points once more, a bit empty here right now. Once again we can upgrade it, and once again we can also add then bigger modules to that, like a great library on top of that. This college then probably also would profit from a nice pedestrian path around it, kind of like a park. Before I do this, let's actually build the library right away. And this one here provides students with better chances of graduating. It doesn't cost that much in addition. And yeah, we probably want to have it somewhere here close to the street then. Probably on the other side. There is no direct park or something module that you can actually add to this one here. On top of that, right? You can only add these here. University will be much more extensive then. Let's continue also with some path then around it. I would like to probably, activate my guidelines again. So we can, oh, this actually creates a bridge. Now it's fine. And I'm just going to add this one all around it. People can also use this. And the cool thing is you can actually snap to buildings, right? So I can just quite easily snap it all around it and then move and continue all the way then into this area here. The only thing we would also need for this one, of course, are once again some trees in between. Just here really around it. There's still going to be more buildings, of course. But for now, we can then add a nice little denser forest all around the college, on the back of it at least. It already comes, though, by the way, with extensive gardens, right? Probably should also have another pedestrian path then right behind or right in front of the college actually to this neighborhood. We already have a perfect space here available that we can use. So let's go ahead. I would so love to have trees that we can snap right next to them. Unfortunately, that's not possible for the moment. And yeah, let's go ahead over here and try to squeeze it into this tiny area where there's already buildings popping up, right? Yep. We need to be careful about it. Of course, this cries for another public transportation, another bus route that we can take. This time I would like to use the latest neighborhood up here in the Cascading Heights, and we are going to add some more bus stops over here. Let's just make sure that we can take the right route. So we have already one bus line now here, and I would now like to take the neighborhoods, the more density areas, then also connecting it with this education district there, especially also with my college. My latest college now. So for this, let's just check it out. There we have a nice, I think a nice turn that we can take here with the bus. Taking in this new neighborhood. Then we go down all the way to this street here. Probably then somewhere in here right away. We have 2 stops there. And then we go onto the main avenue. Then all the way here along the industrial zone and living quarters, probably then also through this area. Through the other commercial zone. Perfect. Then also through the parks here. And this actually leads then already to my education district. So we're probably going to have then a bus stop here and here. And then it continues onwards and takes a turn here in this commercial zone. And with that, we've also unlocked the busy town. With that, a bit more credits again and some milestone points that we can use right away for some specialization. Also, anything else that we have unlocked with this? Let's check it out. gated communities and ore mining would be possible now. And yes, we're soon going to have a look into industrial or specialized industry, because of course Sleepy Hollow needs one of these as well. And with that, we have a very extensive production panel available to us as well. Let's go ahead and just finish this bus route. Finally, traffic is intensifying a bit, and well, this intersection here was always a bit bugged out, I think, but in this case here, this of course is too much. At the moment, there is a deadlock right here in the center of it, so I do need another one. Of course, most of them, as we can see, want to go right, so they want to go into the industrial zone and also into my new neighborhoods here. So of course, it only makes sense for us to create a new intersection here, and a interchange that we can have. So let's go ahead and purchase us some tiles here. We do have a lot of them we can purchase by now. Let's also make an expansion right over into this area. And with that, let's have a look at that. First of all, before we can do this, we do need the milestone development once more for highways. Highways we have. Now we can go into intersections. In order to unlock this, we must also unlock the large roads. With that, we have then 6-lane roads and above. And then we can go into the intersections. There you go. Perfect. Lots of points actually this costs. And with that, we have now intersections available. There is a lot of them in the base game already. So we can just choose basically the most beautiful one. But of course, that's the primary factor. Before we build it, of course, let's get rid of the highway here. We need to be very careful. The game really likes to, as you can see, take a lot of highway sections in if I mark too many. So we need to do this manually. Unfortunately, the outer sections and then the intersections I can actually just take like that. I like the roundabout intersection. Let's go ahead and just try to squeeze it in here. Once placed, it cannot be easily removed anymore, right? Because these consist of single modules of roads. So we need to be very careful how we want to actually go about this. So as close as possible, probably here to my road that we can have then. Some over here. There you go. And then we just need to connect once again here these sections of highway. Very nice. And with that, we have integrated another one into the city. There is a bit of an industry zone here then. It adds. And of course, what we can also do now is, one of our larger roundabouts right over here. We can go all the way to the largest one, I think. Yeah, for this one, what the heck. Let's use the largest one, since I definitely do expect some traffic here. We might also just have another connection here that leads then into the industrial zone. While we're investing development points, let's also unlock the park maintenance. That's actually pretty important, as all the parks that we have, every park, is deteriorating in quality. And if we do not do some park maintenance, they lose their appeal, more or less. With that, we can also go into the large parks. Let's go ahead and unlock us those. For disposing of bodies, we could also use a crematorium. Let's unlock us this. And last but not least, I would also like to go into the recycling center now, away from my landfill. Over here at the cemetery, it makes sense to me to also have the crematorium, so let's just place it right beside it. As I think it really fits nicely together, and then behind it we could have the mausoleum or also then the columbrium. This is something though that we don't need at the moment. We only have 184 deceased here right now. The crematorium can also then be added with new wings and also a refrigerator expansion for keeping or storing more bodies. I love the realism in this one. Also, rechoice a new signature building, the Polaris Suites. Residents will enjoy the atmosphere of this smooth, luxurious building, plus 4 well-being within 1 kilometer, which is quite a bit. So I think it is then taking in the whole inner section here. Let's build the Polaris Suite, of course, right next to my park. Overlooking right in the center here, my downtown area for now at least. And there is also this cute park here. It also comes with pavings that we can use. Can we actually expand upon them? I don't think so. I definitely do want to have though another paving in here. Perfect. And by the way, ladies and gents, we have officially reached 10,000 people. It's still a small town, but it's coming together. We especially need to work on the inner city. I don't like to have this large green patch while the city grows around it, of course. So in here, we are going to think about something soon now. Money-wise, we are not better yet. So from 14,000 negative to 10,000 negative, every kind of service we add, of course, adds more to, to my expenses. But it's all an investment, of course. For my new recycling service, I would like to use one of these rather remote locations for the moment. So I think we can actually squeeze it in quite nicely here. Recycling center, 880,000 it costs me. Right now we have landfill availability still at 82%. The garbage processing status is that we do need around 76 tons per month right now. This one has around 10 tons per month capacity. I think this is not quite right. The processing capacity of the landfill is at 0.5 tons per month, and yet we do have no real garbage problem right now. So I think this might be a display error at the moment. I also can't imagine that we do need several recycling centers at this cost for such a small city. Let's have one of these for now here, rather at the edge of town. I think there is actually a nice location. Poof. Lots of experience points once more. And we have a nice recycling center here that also has then its own expansions once more that we can add. With that, I would probably like to start now emptying the landfills. We can get rid of this patch, this ugly patch here, and we're working completely then on recycling. This one here did cost me around 30,000 per month, while this one here will cost me 80,000 per month. It's going to be worth it for sure, as we also reduce pollution with that quite a bit. These expansions, that's on the ground, on the premise. This one here we can actually add behind it, and then we have these storage containers there as well that we could add in addition. Can we actually get rid of this now? I think we can do this. That's incredible. We don't even need to empty it, right? So I could now move my recycle facility a bit further over here. I think this is better. A bit closer than in the center of it. Perfect. We also have no problem right now with garbage whatsoever. High crime is actually still a bit of a problem. Let's quickly check it out. Where do we have crime? Basically not in many locations. We have a bit of crime down here. And I have my police station over there for this area. I don't know where there's high crime on my power plant. Shouldn't be really. I wonder what they're doing there. We are using already 6 vehicles in this police station. I could add a garage. This would give me another 6 patrol cars. And it's actually on the building itself. Let's just go ahead and also add it right away on the police station itself. In order to get my budget right, I could, for example, reduce the capacity of the recycling center there a bit. We can afford this at the moment. We do actually overproduce a lot of electricity, but we're also exporting it here with 50,000. Still, the maintenance is at 670,000, so it's actually quite high. Can we see the calculation? Unfortunately, we can't. What my export would look like if I reduce the budget now. Next building is my park maintenance. Let's just choose a location rather central, but also that it fits in. Beside my radio mast, for example, it does not cause any noise pollution or anything like that, so we can happily place it here along the main road, and it is then going to make sure that we do have a proper maintenance garden. And here I still have a bit of space that I would like to use for some smaller houses. And perhaps a little dog park or anything like that. Oh, we have now also the large parks, and with that also a large playground, which is not particularly large, so let's squeeze it into this corner there. Around it we're going to have then some buildings popping up soon. And I would definitely also like to have a few more commercial zones here. Let's also for the first time increase taxes for the industry zones to 11% and for the residents to 8%. We might even go to 9% to make sure that we do have proper income then soon. Was sitting at around 11,000, so hopefully this is now going up a bit. I'm actually going to reduce taxes for the offices to, let's make it 2%, because we barely have any offices and I would like to encourage more of them to come into my town. Offices usually have then companies for software, telecom, financial and media departments. So this should be interesting for me, a bit away from the industrial area. Surprisingly enough to me, there is more students in the college area, that's 500, than in the high school area with only 300. I wonder why. Another traffic jam right over here. Might also be caused because of the road maintenance. Perhaps the condition of roads needs to improve. I totally forgot about it. We still have this one here, and that's the road maintenance depot. This is also almost causing noise pollution. I would still like to have it a bit further in my my service district over here. It's rather lengthy, but I think we should be able to just make it nice on that side. Let's actually have it here right next where the roundabout is that leads into all kinds of areas of the city. And this one is now tending to my roads. Especially in winter, this is important when there's snow on the roads that we can remove. I would like to continue now with the welfare office. That's actually really important. The welfare office provides financial support for low-income citizens, which increases their well-being and lowers the likelihood of a recurring crime. And with that, we also go into the city hall and is a center for different branches. A more efficient bureaucracy lowers loan interest rates, as well as the price of imported goods. And we're importing a lot of goods right now, so this is also helpful, I think. With this, we open up the administration tab now, and this has the welfare office and the city hall. The city hall is a bit outside of our reach right now for the price, but the welfare office is possible, and I would like to use this one then somewhere here in my, yeah, you might call it administration center. And what I can see right away is I do need to make this area here a bit longer. And there we have it then as well, the welfare office. 12 employees right away, and we're going to of course have it for every district right now working. Yeah, when we're looking at the mountains, we can see there's snow covered at this point. The fall is coming to an end. It's 4 degrees only now, getting colder and colder. Since we're in the southern hemisphere, it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be snow. We'll just see how it turns out. And so it is winter. It's getting a bit cooler now, and hopefully we survive this season. I mean, no kidding. Let's also have another road here. I would just like to really use that space along the highway as close as possible, and then probably here another curve that goes then into, yeah, that's okay. And then we have another one here where I could probably connect both of these roads here now together. Now that's a strange artifact. And this is probably going to be industry zone for now. Let's also continue with some expansion of this district here that we have, where we currently only have lower density residential zones, and probably going to improve on that then. Just have this one going all the way here, and then here we can also do the same thing. And yeah, unfortunately for now, I need to use the lower residential zones, because demand is just very high for that. But of course, we will hopefully soon be able then to replace it. Along the main routes, main streets, I would like to have some offices here probably. Also here, and then definitely also some commercials. And yeah, overall, it's getting colder now. Bleak it is for a while. And also very dramatic by the looks of it. The snow is getting closer to the city now. And we're probably seeing a beautiful snow-covered Christmas season soon. I hope you enjoyed this one. Sleepy Hollow onwards. Stay tuned.